If the defense in the Diddy case gets its way, Diddy could be a free man next month.
Continue to engage in all these freak-offs with him, and he sounds really pissed off.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to just give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not going to be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know, you think you silent treating me, and you think I'm going to be, nah, you'll have a rude awakening.
Snoop Dogg's marriage didn't just fall apart, it detonated. And at the center of the blast was a video so explosive it's now dragging one of hip-hop's most beloved icons into the darkest scandal the culture has ever faced. The footage, allegedly leaked by his wife and longtime business partner Shante Broadus, doesn't just expose infidelity. It ties Snoop directly to Sean Diddy Combs, the former music mogul now serving more than 4 years in federal prison for transporting women across state lines for immoral purposes. In a world where Diddy's name has become shorthand for coercion, manipulation, and recorded degradation, this connection isn't just messy. It's catastrophic. And for Snoop, the fallout could be career-ending.
She stepped up as my wife and handled that. And there's been many times where I've been at my lowest, and she's always been the strongest to get me back up to get back out there. You gotta get back out there and do what you do. Don't worry about what's happening over here. I'm gonna handle that.
We've learned the clip first surfaced quietly among industry insiders late last month, just weeks after Diddy's sentencing. According to sources close to Shante, the leak wasn't impulsive, it was intentional, a message delivered after nearly 3 decades of marriage. The woman who helped build the Snoop Dogg empire appears to have chosen public humiliation as her final act of control. Insiders say the reason is simple: betrayal. Not just as a wife, but as a partner and co-architect of the empire that elevated him. And to grasp the magnitude, you need the backdrop. 4 years, Diddy's infamous freak-off gatherings circulated as Hollywood whispers, extravagant events where power, money, and private acts blurred behind locked doors. Prosecutors described them as orchestrated performances fueled by substances, secrecy, and fear. Witnesses spoke of cameras in every corner, tapes no one was meant to see, and a pattern of exploitation disguised as entertainment. When he was convicted under the Mann Act in mid-2025, many believed that era had been buried. But now, with this new video, that past is cracking open, and Snoop may be tied directly to it.
Same kind of extortion that we heard when Cassie took the stand and testified on that airplane ride back from France. Diddy said, "You don't do a freak-off, I'm going to release one of the freak-off videos that you are profiled in and humiliate."
The timing is impossible to ignore. Diddy's downfall created a vacuum in the industry, and countless artists have been quietly erasing traces of their affiliation with him. Yet suddenly, Snoop's name is being whispered alongside his. The leaked footage allegedly shows Snoop in a compromising moment that insiders claim occurred at one of Diddy's Los Angeles estates in 2023, months before federal agents raided his Miami and LA homes. Whether the video proves criminal behavior remains unclear, but its existence alone links Snoop to a man prosecutors painted as a predator in a designer suit. For Shante Broadus, that may have been the final unforgivable line. Publicly, she's long been seen as the quiet backbone of Snoop's world, the high school sweetheart from Long Beach Polytechnic, the woman he married in 1997, the manager who helped shape his brand across music, gaming, and spirits. Earlier this year, when Snoop joked that he rejected a $100 million OnlyFans deal because I got a black wife, it was framed as loyalty. Now, that loyalty looks shattered.
Your wife's been by you for your whole
your
career.
high school sweetheart.
She is.
Never leave home without it.
Yeah, that's right. But how has she kind of taken you on this journey? Tell us about her.
I think my wife has been my best friend for a couple of reasons. One is that she always understood who I was.
Behind the scenes, we're told Shante had already grown suspicious. Their marriage had survived past rumors, from Selena Powell's trolling claims in 2019 to a 1998 paternity scandal, but whispers linking Snoop to Diddy were different. Diddy's arrest in September 2024 pulled dozens of celebrities into the investigative spotlight as federal agents combed through guest lists, footage, and archives from his private events. During the March 2024 raids, agents reportedly seized years of digital material. Some insiders now believe Snoop's face, or at least his presence, appears somewhere within those files. Shante, according to someone close to her camp, understood exactly what that could mean for their family, their finances, their entire empire. What makes this story so volatile isn't just the betrayal, it's the scope. Snoop spent a decade rebranding himself as America's favorite uncle, mentor, TV host, family icon, even a children's cartoon creator. But now his polished image is colliding with allegations tied to one of entertainment's darkest criminal scandals. Fans are fractured. Some insist it's a setup. Others say it's overdue truth. Meanwhile, Snoop's team has gone silent, no statement, no denial. Posts with Shantae have vanished, replaced by promotional content for upcoming projects.
Well, she just a strong black woman off the tippy. You know what I mean?
We've also learned the couple's inner circle has splintered. Shantae, described by those close to her as calculating and fiercely protective of her children, is reportedly preparing legal action of her own. Documents are said to be drafted outlining divorce proceedings and intellectual property claims tied to their shared companies. She isn't just his wife, she's the registered manager of multiple business holdings, meaning she controls the operational core of his empire. Her next move could determine whether Snoop Dogg remains a global brand or becomes another fallen icon swallowed by scandal. Meanwhile, the whispers surrounding Diddy's world continue spreading. Behind bars, his circle has fractured too, with several associates allegedly cooperating to avoid additional charges. Federal agents confirmed they recovered dozens of personal recordings from Diddy's events, some labeled with celebrity initials. It's unclear whether any refer to Snoop, but with Shantae's leak dropping just as those archives are being catalogued, eyebrows are raised. Did she act alone, or was she positioning herself before something bigger hit? Some insiders believe she leaked the footage preemptively, ensuring that when federal evidence emerges, she controls the narrative.
And Freed were in the unit that was one floor above mine. So in terms of like the setting, it's a fairly decent chance that the room I'm describing is similar to.
We've also learned the couple's inner circle has splintered. Shantae, described by those close to her as calculating and fiercely protective of her children, is reportedly preparing legal action of her own. Documents are said to be drafted outlining divorce proceedings and intellectual property claims tied to their shared companies. She isn't just his wife, she's the registered manager of multiple business holdings, meaning she controls the operational core of his empire. Her next move could determine whether Snoop Dogg remains a global brand or becomes another fallen icon swallowed by scandal. Meanwhile, the whispers surrounding Diddy's world continue spreading. Behind bars, his circle has fractured too, with several associates allegedly cooperating to avoid additional charges. Federal agents confirmed they recovered dozens of personal recordings from Diddy's events, some labeled with celebrity initials. It's unclear whether any refer to Snoop, but with Shantae's leak dropping just as those archives are being catalogued, eyebrows are raised. Did she act alone, or was she positioning herself before something bigger hit? Some insiders believe she leaked the footage preemptively, ensuring that when federal evidence emerges, she controls the narrative.
Another story.
Snoop Dogg saying he owns Death Row is no different than me saying Tupac was alive because I had the unreleased Tupac music. It ain't no different, bro.
Such a huge part of your brand. I just would be interested to hear, why?
I should take you to my green room.
I'm fine with that. Maybe after this.
Nah, well, for one, I enjoy it for medical reasons.
Trouble sleeping?
And I mean, it's a peace situation with me. Every time that I've always been around it, I've seen beautiful things happen. I've seen people, manifest love, peace, and happiness and harmony. And I've always been, an advocate for it. And now that I can see that it becomes more of a business and it's more educational and it's more, technical with the whole world in general, it gives off more than just me just trying to smoke, but me giving you a whole explanation of what it is. If you want to learn about it, if you want to get some insight about it, we'll provide you all the information that you need to know. We'll be like the encyclopedia to the camera.
So he put his hands on females, put his hands on producers, executives. That's just his. I guess that's what the whole name Bad Boy comes from. That people don't really understand. What is it? What is a bad boy? Why did he choose that name? He never really gave a clear definition of how he feels about that.
According to former security workers from Diddy's estates, every inch of his properties was wired, hidden cameras, mirrored panels, remote lighting designed to capture everything from grand entrances to private encounters. Witnesses at his trial described disturbing scenes, so-called freak-offs where young women were pressured into intimate performances while guests watched. Substances flowed, sleep was rare, and Diddy allegedly filmed it all, labeling files with initials, dates, even celebrity names. Some said those tapes became leverage insurance against betrayal. When federal agents raided his Miami and LA homes in March 2024, they seized hundreds of drives. Prosecutors described a trove so explicit investigators sealed portions of it. We can't confirm whether Snoop appears in any footage, but the timing of Shantae's leak is suspicious. As Snoop's manager, she had access to his business accounts, travel logs, communications. She would have seen where he went, who he met, what he did. If she released the video now, it may be less about retaliation and more about survival.
More about survival.
Responsible for Diddy's day-to-day life, so he is able to provide a lot of information about what that life was like. He goes into detail on extensive.
We have to remember Shantae isn't new to strategy. For years, she helped Snoop navigate lawsuits, feuds, and scandals. She negotiated brand partnerships and licensing deals that cemented him as a global figure. Now those instincts may be turning against him. According to an associate, she's protecting the broadest name before it becomes collateral. If prosecutors expand the Diddy investigation to include high-profile guests, even the slightest tie could be devastating. By going public first, Shantae positions herself as whistleblower, not accomplice. And the financial damage has already begun. Sponsors are reviewing contracts. Streaming platforms tied to Diddy-era collaborators have flagged content. Corporate partners once charmed by Snoop's uncle persona are stepping back, waiting to see how the storm settles. And in the silence, the narrative shifts. Was Snoop pulled in by temptation, or by a world too powerful to refuse?
Known that I've talked for a while, a lot of people are buzzing that Diddy's former BFFs are real quiet.
And they have been.
And people were wondering why, and who's the next to fall. And then Jay-Z comes out, and then LeBron James says, I'm stepping away for excused personal reasons. And people are going, oh, what is going on?
People close to the family say Shantae has more files. One friend claims she keeps digital backups of Snoop's emails, footage, and business calls. If true, the leaked video may be only a glimpse of a much larger vault. And if she's willing to expose one secret, what stops her from revealing others? Timing matters. Diddy's June 2025 sentencing sent shockwaves through the industry, and investigations into his associates are far from finished. The FBI is probing whether his events were used for blackmail or profit. If Snoop's name threads into that evidence, new charges could follow: transport violations, fraud, even conspiracy. Behind the headlines, another theory grows louder. Shantae leaked the video to distance herself before prosecutors could tie the Broadus family to Diddy's empire. Her memoir suddenly makes sense, her narrative, released before anyone else can define it. In it, she reportedly writes about choosing self-respect over silence, a phrase that's now spreading across social media.
Why he's speaking out now?
He said he's speaking out because he believes Diddy's a predator. He wants accountability, and he doesn't want someone like this to run unchecked in the future.
But if Shantae has receipts, she's not the only one. Insiders whisper that Diddy's archives contained footage not just of rappers, but of executives, athletes, and TV personalities. Some of those individuals may have already received quiet warnings. One entertainment lawyer put it bluntly: those drives could ruin careers faster than any trial. For years, rumors circulated that Diddy kept secret recordings, trophies of power, meticulously catalogued and encrypted. Others called them insurance, a guarantee that anyone entering his orbit stayed obedient long after the party ended. Court filings referenced compromising digital archives, a phrase prosecutors never fully explained. Witnesses claimed they contained hundreds of hours of recorded encounters involving celebrities, industry leaders, even government officials. The message was clear: Diddy didn't just host parties, he built a network of leverage.
A minute. I want to start with alleged victim number 4, who goes by the name Mia. It's an alias. She is one of the people who is testifying where the judge has granted her anonymity. She is on the stand, but everybody in the courtroom has been warned. Do not reveal her identity. Do not even give a physical description.
Investigators involved in the raids hinted they recovered dozens of drives labeled with cryptic initials and dates spanning more than a decade. A source familiar with the case described them as a map of the entertainment elite, a ledger of who was there, who participated, and who could be controlled. And the speculation doesn't end with musicians. Whispers suggest the footage may include National League athletes, talk show hosts, and financiers whose reputations rely on spotless public images. As investigators dig deeper, the circle widens, sparking panic from Hollywood to Washington. In this context, Shantae's leak takes on new meaning. If she had access to one of these recordings, it may mean Diddy's tapes weren't contained. Analysts believe multiple copies were distributed among trusted associates as a fail-safe. If that's true, the footage involving Snoop could be one fragment among many. And if Shantae leaked it as damage control, it may also be a signal. The vault is leaking piece by piece.
So she testified, excuse me, that she was Diddy's ex-assistant. She said he her, sexually assaulted her in various ways multiple times. He exacted unbelievable violence against her, threatened her, one point allegedly threatened to take her phone and use anything on.
What makes these tapes so volatile is their dual nature, humiliation and evidence. Many alleged victims say they were coerced into filmed encounters through fear or substances, turning those recordings into both proof and blackmail. In the wrong hands, they could destroy brands, collapse careers, or trigger investigations far beyond entertainment. Federal agents are reportedly reviewing the drives frame by frame, cross-checking dates and guest lists, while lawyers for high-profile clients maneuver to keep names sealed. Every day without confirmation fuels more speculation. Who will be exposed next? If the tapes exist as rumored, they're not just a threat to Snoop, they're a time bomb. Each encrypted file holds the power to unravel reputations and alliances that shaped pop culture for decades. You can feel the tension rising. One leak could trigger a chain reaction of lawsuits, confessions, and irreversible damage. And if the archive ever surfaces in full, the fallout won't stop at music. It will ripple through politics, media, finance, everywhere. The only question now is how long the clock has been ticking, and who's desperate enough to let it explode.
I have never seen, until Kendrick now, I'd never seen anybody from where I'm from, the area I'm from, the place I'm from.
Now everything Snoop built, the family man image, the partnerships, the mentor role, hangs by a thread. His team has reportedly told him to stay off social media, to avoid saying anything prosecutors could use later. Behind the scenes, we're told he's reaching out to old allies from the death row era, seeking guidance on how to survive the chaos. Ironically, it was Suge Knight, speaking from prison, who once warned that Snoop has explaining to do about his past connections. Those words feel prophetic now. And the haunting part? This might not end with Snoop. Diddy's conviction opened a gateway into a decade of excess, and investigators are just beginning to map who benefited. Shantae's leak may have set off a chain reaction, each revelation dragging new names into the light. If her goal was to burn bridges, she may have ignited a fire far bigger than her marriage. One thing is clear, Shantae Broadus didn't just end a relationship, she detonated an empire. And if witnesses were right about Diddy's parties being half as dark as described, Snoop Dogg may not be the only one running scared. In a world where every message can leak, every call can be recorded, and every secret has a price, we're left with the question that could reshape the industry. Who's next? We'll be watching. Stay tuned. Stay curious. And remember, in Hollywood, loyalty is a luxury that can vanish overnight.